Okay, make sure it's recording. I'm happy to see that everybody is connected and showing, which makes my life a lot easier. I literally just flew home from a class, jumped in the shower, didn't wash my hair, didn't fix my face, and popped on here. So I'm not looking like I have makeup on or anything. All right, I'm going to give it to 7:34-ish. People are still coming in. For this, you might want to add notes to the ebook, maybe. You could always watch it again also. Okay, one more minute, I'm starting. I just posted in the group to remind everybody. All right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. So welcome everyone. It is Tuesday. We're going to talk about Macros 101. There's so much information about Macros 101, or about macros, I should say. The ebook covers a lot of it. I'm going to just probably repeat myself from the ebook, and I probably won't repeat myself, and I'll just giving you a lot of information. So the first thing I wanted to tell you, and I said this yesterday, and I'll say it every meeting, you are not on a diet. Nobody is on a diet. Please do not message me and say, I am going to Flanagan's on Saturday night for dinner. What can I eat? Because my answer back to you will be, what do you want to eat? So I want you guys to remember, first and foremost, no restrictions, you're not on a diet. We track macros. We do not count calories. So if you're doing your day of food and you notice that you still have 14 proteins, 10 carbs, and 6 fats left, but you've already hit your macros, please don't message me and say, am I done for the day? I already hit my macros, my calories. No, you need to hit your macros. That being said, everybody write this down. You can be 10 over or under for proteins, 10 over or under for fats, and 4 to 6 or carbs, and 4 to 6 for fats. 10 for protein, 10 for carbs, 4 to 6 for fats. So if I tell you you can eat 147 grams of protein and you're only eating 127, I'm going to call you out and say you have 10 more grams of protein to eat. Or if you have 180 carbs and you're at 210, I'm going to tell you we need to take away 10 of those. So you have that 10 gram leeway, 4 to 6 with fats. And starting tomorrow, you guys are going to start tracking and I'm going to start looking and I'm going to help you guys hit those numbers. But there's no leeway. That's the leeway. It's not, I'm full and I still have 30 carbs. What do? You eat. Because macros is a science. It's a calculation. I don't just say, okay, Jennifer, you're going to have 1,577 calories and Kim, you're going to have 1,217 calories because I feel like it. I got all this information from you guys. And as long as what you told me is true, it will work. I've been doing this a really long time. I calculated so that you let guys lose a pound a week. Sometimes it'll be more, sometimes it won't be anything. Macros is all about changing your body composition. It's a transformation. So your macros are equivalent to your calories. And in your ebook, it tells you that. So I don't want to regurgitate because I'd rather give you more information, but you have your proteins, your carbs, your fats. You need all 3 of those in your daily intake. Don't tell me you didn't eat as many carbs because you want to lose weight faster than what I gave you. It doesn't work like that. They all work together as one. You must track every single thing you put in your mouth. You bite it, you write it, you track it, you snack it. Just how it is. I've been tracking forever. I track every day still. I feel lost when I don't track. Now, let me back up and tell you that tracking sucks the first 2 to 3 weeks. You're going to be overwhelmed. You're going to message me and say, I'm never going to get this. I don't understand this. How am I going to do this? I don't eat in grams. I eat in ounces. Back up, take a deep breath. That's why we use the apps. Your MyFitnessPal app or your Fitbit app, we use to log our food. The numbers in my app are the numbers we're looking at. So you don't want to compare the 2 apps. You're always looking in my app. Everybody pull up your app and go to your dash and go to your circles on your dash. If you click on your circles on your dash, you're going to see in the top right-hand corner or top left-hand corner, it's going to say MyFitnessPal or Fitbit. If you click it, it'll automatically bring you to that app. So you don't have to keep going in and out of your apps. Did everybody do that? So much easier than closing out and going into the other. It automatically will take you there. But you're only using those 2 apps to log your food, to enter anything you're doing. You can do it in my app, but I don't like how it's not ready yet. There's like a beta test and it's not very good. You can't change a bunch of things. So we don't use that. When you are eating, and I want everybody to write this down. We used to think that you had to eat 4 ounces of protein at every meal. That is so far gone, just like the 8 glasses of water every day, 64 ounces of water. That is so old, such a myth. Do not follow that. You guys need to be eating 6 to 8 ounces of protein at every meal. And I don't call breakfast, lunch, or dinner. I don't eat breakfast or lunch or dinner. It's meal 1, 2, 3, whatever you want to call it. So if you are having shrimp for dinner and you have 3 shrimp, that is not going to cut it. You need 6 to 8 shrimp, depending on what size they are. A full chicken breast, don't eat half the chicken breast. Those are all things you're going to start to learn as you go, because I'm going to look at your food that you logged and I'm going to say, why are you only eating 1/4 cup of rice? You still have so many carbs left to eat. You need to bump that up to 1/2 cup, or you need to start eating, more carbs with lunch. Or the hardest thing for people to eat, but people that always hit it first, is carbs, because we feel guilty eating them. And you have to eat them. Fats is the first thing to go. because we don't realize everything that has fats in that. You're going to be amazed when you start logging and you're like, holy shit, a banana has between 25 and 40 carbs. And everybody seems to think that eating a banana in the morning with their protein shake and peanut butter is the perfect breakfast. You basically just ate dessert for breakfast. And it doesn't fill you up. It might for the moment, but then you're hungry. So I don't want you guys thinking that the banana is the way to go or the peanut butter is the way to go. You can have that, of course, but that shouldn't be your breakfast. Our macros are in such a way that we have to have a protein bar or a protein shake or Quest chips or pork rinds or whatever, because that's the only way you're going to hit your macros is by having those. Every day I eat drink a protein shake. Every day I have a protein bar. And every day I eat these. Every single day. If you watch my food video, you know what I just picked up. The food video, I sit in my kitchen, I pull out all the food from my refrigerator, from everywhere. It's a funny video. It's old, but the food's the same. I eat the same thing every single day. Every single day. When you are tracking, when you are logging, I don't want you to think about what I want you to eat. I want you to think about what you normally eat. What do you like to eat? If you like to eat Cheerios for breakfast, log it, but just make sure the amount you're logging. It's all about portion control. America became obese because our portions are this big. They're enough for 4 people when you go to a restaurant for dinner. And we don't know how to stop eating. It tastes good. We just want to keep eating. And everybody's here for a reason. Like there's something that you might say, I'm not a sweets person. I'm not a carbs person, or I eat perfectly fine. I don't need that. But there's a reason why you're here. You're either not eating enough. You're not eating the right things. You're eating too much of something. So anything you're doing, we're going to change it, unlearn what you did, relearn how to eat properly. When you guys are tracking your macros, I don't care if you put it in breakfast or lunch or dinner or anything, but if you do, stick to that, because I'm going to look at your meal and I'm going to say, oh, I noticed that you had, I'm just pulling up whoever's I have right now. So this person had a power waffle, 2 waffles, American cheese, and 24 tablespoons of egg whites, which is probably a half a cup, but that's how she put it in there. So if I look at her numbers, I want to see who this is. I just happen to pull it up. Okay, Carrie. If I look at her numbers and I can see that her numbers are absolutely perfect. Can you guys see that? If they weren't, I would go to what I was just talking about and say, okay, maybe you should have less of that. Did you eat this yet? Because for the next 4 days at 2 and 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm going to put a post in our new chart group and say, are you ready for me to review your macros for the day? And you cannot say yes unless all your food is logged for the day, because we pre-log everything. Now, I'm not saying you have to know what you're eating for dinner. Obviously, not everybody knows what they're eating all day long. But if you have staples that you're eating and you eat every day, like I eat mush every day, which is overnight oats. I eat, you would know that if you watch my Zoom. I eat Chobani drinking yogurts. I eat rice cakes. I eat Cheerios. There's things I know I eat every day. That goes in my log the night before or the morning of. I just sit there and copy and paste it from the day before. Once I have that down, I know what I've left for the rest of the day. If I know I'm going out for dinner, I know I'm going to have a glass of wine, or I'm going to have a vodka or something. That's the next thing I put in there. Then I think about where I'm going for dinner or what I'm eating for dinner, and I put it in there as a placeholder, so that I know what I have left to eat if I get hungry. Because just because I ate all the food that I normally eat, there are times, 2 or 3 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm hungry. If I already have stuff in there for dinner and I know I still have carbs and proteins and fats left, then I know there's other options that I can eat because I'm hungry and I'm not going to go over my numbers. As you start to log every day, it's going to start to become a puzzle or a game. And you're going to start to realize, oh, I should eat this, or, oh, I can have this now. And when I look over your numbers, if you don't have enough protein, I'm going to tell you to eat more chicken breast at dinner, or I'm going to tell you to eat more something at lunch, or suggest it. A lot of times we're not near food, so we can't do that, when you've already put your food in. But yes, it might come down to 7 or 8 o'clock at night where you are stuffing your face because you have to get your macros in. I don't care if it is 10 o'clock at night because your body doesn't know what time it is. Your body doesn't have a clock. So if it's 9 or 10 o'clock at night and you still have carbs, fats, and proteins to eat, you need to get them in. Unless it's 10, 10, 4 to 6. I have no problem with you leaving it on the table, not eating the last 10. And I have no problem with you going over that 10. But that is the only give me. You have to hit those. So in your ebook, there's a shopping list, which is so many great things that you should really think about having at your house. There's a cheat sheet where you will see circles and it'll say protein and carbs overlap, and fat and carbs overlap, and protein and carbs. Yes, right there. Thank you. That cheat sheet looks like circles. I'm going to refer you to that. If you tell me, if I see that you don't have any proteins and fats left and you say you don't know what to eat, I'm going to say, well, have you looked at the cheat sheet? What do you feel like eating? And I'm going to have an answer for you in 2 seconds. You're going to be like, how did you do that? I've been doing it a really long time, and I will feed you as much information as I can to help you all hit your numbers. I don't have, oh shoot, I knocked on my table, so the dogs thought somebody was barking. Sorry. Once you're in the tribe and you're doing the challenges by week 2-ish, you're not going to worry about hitting your macros. I am going to help you. You're going to have it so easily knowing what you're eating. But I will tell you, you're going to start to be creatures of habit. Sorry, that was so my fault. I knocked on the table. Oh, you thought someone was at the door? Sorry. Oops. No, it was me. I knocked on the table. Sorry. Think about, I want you guys to all think about right now, what is something you eat every single day? Do you have any idea how many carbs, fats, or proteins it is? Probably not. Because even me, myself, where I've been tracking forever and I coach and I think I know everything about it, I'll put something in there and I'll be like, holy crap, that's a lot of fat. Or Mike will say, let's have this. And I'm like, all right, not thinking. And then I look at it, I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so many carbs. And you don't realize it until you start looking at it and start logging it. And that's why they say the number one thing of weight loss, of fat loss, is tracking and logging what you're eating ahead of time. So I want to read you guys a couple of things really quick, and then I'm gonna get some more stuff. But I made a list of tips to help you with macros. I'm actually going to put this in I'm going to email it to you guys, message it to you guys, but I'm going to read it because then I go off on stuff. So number one thing, plan ahead. Did I already put that in your book? I did. Kendall, do you see it in there? I don't know if I put it in there or not. She's looking. I might have, but so number one thing, plan ahead. Failure to prepare is planning to fail. You guys have heard this 100 million times. Think about what you're eating. If you're at a restaurant, do not eat the food and log it afterwards. You will hate yourself for doing that. Log it ahead of time. Look at the menu before you go to the restaurant. Think ahead of what you could get. What fits in your macros for that day. Bulk up your meals, 6 to 8 ounces of protein every single meal. We talked about that. If you don't do that, you're always going to fall short of your proteins. And you don't want to sit at home. I've done this night after night when I first started doing macros. And I'll talk about this all the time. A big bowl with broccoli, chicken, and then I get done and I still have to eat more. And I sit there and tears were running down my face, finishing up chicken breast, more chicken breast, because I didn't have enough. Getting up, doing the laundry, coming back and finishing that same big bowl because I had to get those in. Always, always, always have healthy food in your cabinets, in your pantry. Oh, there they are. Couldn't remember if I did or not. But it looks like this instead of that. It'll be a list. If you keep crap in your closet, it's going to be easier for you to grab it and eat it. So if it's something you have to have because of your kids, put it back in the closet. I have one client, Roberta, she's off and on all the time, and her kids love crap. So she ended up buying a box and putting a lock on it. And only her spouse has the lock to the box because she couldn't control herself. She wanted the Doritos. She wanted the Yodels, the Twinkies. And the minute you start eating that, your cortisol level goes up and then you want sugar and you don't want to do that. Grab and go options. If you watch my food video, I have a lot of grab and go options. Raise your hand if you actually watched my food video. 3 of you? That is so important. I don't sit here and talk. I show you everything. And I tell you how you guys can do things. I talk about Publix deli meat. I talk about your Cheerios. I have so many food hacks in that food video that it's so important for you guys to watch it. Gina said she watched it twice. That's awesome. Plan a day and think about copying and pasting it. We talked about that. There's stuff that you eat all the time. Use it every day. Copy and paste it. Copy and paste it. Who here eats a lot of fruit? Okay. Fruit is sugar. Sugar is carbs. The only fruit that really is good for you, per se, for weight are berries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, watermelon, pineapple, any other melons are pure sugar. You might as well have a Hershey's chocolate bar. Now, I'm not saying they don't have your antioxidants and your vitamins and all that fun stuff, but if you're looking to lean out, tone up, lose body fat, lose those things. Or appreciate the fact oh, I'm sorry. I forgot you're in Colorado now. Or you're going to have to plan that that's going to be a lot of your carbs for the day, if it's worth it to you. You know those little oranges that they're, what are they called? Sugar babies or sugar cuties, cuties. One cutie has almost 12 carbs. We eat those with one bite. Like I can take 2 bites, split it in half and I'm done. That's why they give them to kids when they're doing sports. You know why? It's sugar. So think about the fruit you are eating. Think about if it has melon at the end of it, it's not good for you. It's pure sugar. Pineapple, pure sugar. You can have it, you can track it, you can eat it, as long as your macros allow for it and if it's worth it that much for you. A lot of people will meal prep, which is great. I meal prep. We talk about meal prep in a meeting because there's so many ways to meal prep. You can hard boil your eggs and you can peel them all at one time and take the yolks out and put them in baggies. That's what I do so that I don't feel tempted to eat the yolk. You can, use your crock pot. If you use a crock pot and you're making a big recipe, you can just log it in your Fitbit and create a full recipe. So when you go to eat it, you just put you're having 1 cup of that recipe. Crock pots are super, super popular when you're tracking macros. As I'm talking, hopefully you guys have questions and you're writing them down because I'll answer them on Saturday, by the way. Avocado, salmon, and sea bass. Raise your hand if any of you guys like those things. Leave it up if it's sea bass. Usually salmon and sea bass are like two of the most popular fish when I ask that question, because they're yummy. They're fatty. They're fatty. If you eat sea bass, you're going to use up almost all of your fats in one meal. I'm not saying they're not good for you. Of course, salmon is great for you. Antioxidants, omegas, all those fun things. But those are the two fattiest fish that you could possibly eat that most people do eat. So if you're going to eat it, make sure you track it first. Avocado is a healthy fat. Yes, it's awesome. But go track one. Track a half avocado and look how many fats it eats from your day. Is that worth it? Sometimes, maybe yes. You know, if you're going for tacos and you want to have avocado, but I would much rather have so many other things than that. So you have to decide, what do you want? What don't you want? What is important to you in your day? I will tell you on Saturdays, what's important in my day is that I get to have 2 glasses of wine at the end of the day. I log it the first thing, and I do one on Friday, 1 glass of wine or 1 Tito's, whatever it is. Because I know I'm going to want it, especially if we're going out somewhere. That's the first thing that goes in my log, because I am not giving that up. You know, if it's a night that I know I'm having something amazing to eat, or somebody's cooking something or whatever, I will log that first so that I can make sure that I'm not going to sabotage myself, which we're going to talk about in another meeting. Don't weigh yourself every day. Don't be one of those people. If you're one of those people and you have to do it, okay, I'm not asking you to change that habit, but don't put it in my app. You will drive me flipping insane. Because your weight fluctuates, especially when you track macros, 2 to 4 pounds every 24 hours, which is why we weigh in every 7 days. Now, we'll tell you that we weigh in every Monday because I want everybody to be held accountable on Mondays or over the weekend. But I always say you can do a Friday or a Saturday accountability weigh-in. And that goes in the app, because that gives me an idea if something happens over the weekend and you lost like 2 pounds by Friday, and then, oh no, Monday comes and you're back up those 2 pounds. Something happened that you didn't log, because your only way to gain fat is by not being in a calorie deficit. The only way to lose fat is by being in a calorie deficit. You are all, if everything you guys told me is correct, you're all listed in a calorie deficit. If your height is wrong, if your weight is off, if you guessed how much you weigh, it is not going to work. I think it was like 2 challenges ago. I had like 3 people guess their weight. And then like 3 weeks later, like, well, I weighed myself and I was so wrong the first 3 weeks. And I was like, what? It won't work. I use all those things to figure out your macros. Who started tracking, like playing with it? Awesome. Do you guys have an idea of foods that you think you like to eat on a normal basis? I'm going to add you guys to a link, and it's called, I don't know what it's called. I made it, but I don't know what it's called. But you're going to see it in your phone right now, because I'm going to add you right now. But it's called Important Shopping Links. So one of the important shopping links is, I have a Shred Tribe shop on Amazon. So if you click on the link that I'm going to send you, it'll bring you through your Prime or whatever you have. And then you'll see Shine and Shred Tribe approved foods, approved supplements, approved snacks. It's all Amazon. You guys are all waiting for it, right? I can see you looking down, looking up, looking down, looking up. Hold on. I'm doing it right now. So everything on there, there's Quest chips. There's things that like other people, and when we did the retreat, there was like 15 people that we all went to Orlando. and we sat around and we did a food exchange. So everybody did like the Chinese gift exchange with food, with a snack. I put those in the Shred Tribe approved group. Okay, you guys all have it. Scroll all the way to the top. Forget the Built Bar stuff. That's the next conversation. The first thing posted back in May, you'll see it says Shannon Shred Tribe Amazon shop. You'll find approved sneakers, snacks, fitness gear, supplements, anything you want to order. Once you click on that link, it'll bring you to your own Amazon account. And you can find anything that I approve. Underneath that, you'll see the Built Bars. Built Bars are super approved. They have so many different things. If you use my link, you get 10% off. They have these things called puffs, and they're like marshmallow, but they're protein bars. Amazing, amazing. I'm like addicted. The churro tastes like churros, which is cinnamon, just so you guys know. So if you use the link, and you'll start to see, you'll scroll down, people post, I think I posted other stuff, but it's all three the same links. One is the Amazon shop, one is Built Bars, and one is like a scale that is a really good scale that is not expensive that everybody was asking me about. So that will help you figure out what you want to buy. You don't have to buy it from my shop. You can go to Walmart. I don't care. But if you screenshot it, it will help you. In the Amazing Finds group, scroll. Do a lot of scrolling in that group. Don't think, my app has been around for years. So go, scroll, see what's there. I try to clean it up, but I can't delete other people's comments, only my own. So there's some other stuff in there, which is why the new tribe group is only me posting. But I am going to open it up for, it's going to be, anybody can post in it. But I can't log in, or I can't get this, and I can't connect my MyFitnessPal. So the first 2 days is usually all about that. So I didn't have it so that you guys can comment in it. But it will open to comment. And I'm going to add you to the recipe group. And right now, I am adding you to a group that is called Sample Meal Plans. Now, some people, Leah, for one, last challenge, she took my sample meal plan and made it work for her. So she just changed some of the amounts in it. So the group I'm adding you is right now. Some of it is screenshots, but when you scroll to the top, you're going to see sheets, and it says 1,200 calorie program, 1,400 calorie program, 1,600, 1,800. There's a fast food one, I think. These are all, I created all of these. Hold on, I got to put everybody in. Okay. Bam, you guys should all see it. It looks like a sunflower. Scroll all the way to the top and click on one of the pictures. 1,200 calories, I break it down for you. If you click the arrow on the top right, you can download it. You can print it. There are so many. It goes 1,200, 1,400, 1,600, 1,800. Then there's my diaries I've posted in here of the foods I eat every single day. The only thing I don't have in, I don't let other people post their food. It's shut down only for me to do it. Because it gets way too overwhelming. I don't want you guys to copy off of anybody else's meal plans. You might not like that food that they have. I'd rather you make it yourself. The next group I'm adding you to is the cheat sheets, but it's more cheat sheets than what's in your ebook. So I'm going to add you guys to that right now, so you know I'm adding you to it. Just so you guys know, I freaking love macros. There's nothing more. I love spin. I love fitness, but I love macros. It is so fun. And you guys are going to feel the same way. I've had people that have been in my Shred Tribe that ask me, can I be a coach also? Can I mentor under you? Can I be like one of your admins and help you? And I am such a micromanager. I don't do that. And you guys are all here, not for me, but for my coaching. So I don't do that, but people love it so much that they now want to do it because it's so fun. Okay, so I just added you to that. There's a portion size hands guide when you first go in there and then scroll up. Oh, and look, challenge tips are already in there. Yay. Just keep scrolling up. Sushi, different ideas, protein sources, the same cheat sheets also that are in your guide, just different colors. And I'm also going to add you in to the sushi cheat sheet. Now, if you don't want to be in the sushi cheat sheet, and I put you in there, just let me know and I'll take you out. I'm not going to do that now. It's going to be too time consuming because I have too many people that are going to tell me they don't want to be in it. And now I'm going to enter you, put you guys all in the recipe group. So this is straight up recipes that people make. It's not, you know, pulled from magazines and stuff unless they've made it already. And once you guys are added to these groups, you can contribute to all these groups. These are all contributing groups. Everybody's going to have homework tonight. I have 2 minutes to talk before I get cut up. So everybody's going to have homework tonight. Your homework is to put in all your staples that you would normally eat on a daily basis for tomorrow. Once you've done that, look and see what's left. And even if you don't eat what you're about to put in your app, try to make a day. And tomorrow at 2 o'clock, I'm going to say, who wants me to look at their macros? And you guys can all say, me, 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 me. And I'm going to say, are you ready? It has to be fully done. Or maybe just a little bit left. And then I'm going to say, okay, I noticed you don't have dinner. What's your plan for dinner? And we try to work it out. I have people that have been in the tribe for a year that I still work every day with them. Still coach them every single day. And I have no problem with that. And then there's people that are just in the app because they just want to be in the app. Okay, so I want to talk about one more thing, alcohol, really quick, because it's not right in your log, in your ebook. Alcohol is 4 calories or 4 grams of whatever you want for carbs or fats or whatever. So let's say you have 70 calories of a glass of wine. Write this down, 70 calories, glass of wine. You divide it by 7. So that's 10 carbs or fats. You decide what you want to use it as. Or it could be 5 and 5 or 7 and 3. Let's say you have 2 glasses of wine, 140 calories, divided by 7. That gives you 20. Are you going to use it for all carbs, all fats? How are you going to break it up? 14 and 6, 1 and 19. Totally up to you. Whatever you have left in your plan is how you use it. Do not message me and say, but Truly's says it only has this. And this one says it has protein. It's bullshit. Alcohol is not mandated like food. So you have to do it this way. I don't care if Truly says it only has 4 carbs. It's bullshit. Don't do that. You're going to create a meal, a drink. You're going to call it Shannon's Tito's drink. I have that. That's why I said it. Shannon's Tito's drink. And it's 4 ounces and it's this many calories. And every time I go to eat it, I change what the carbs and fats are depending on how my day works out. But it's a create your own entry and that's how you use it. I also have one for wine. And then if I do it as 1 serving, so when I go to log it, I can click 2 servings and I don't have to change anything.